The ground shook. Buildings trembled. People on the streets pointed to the sky, their faces a mix of fear and awe. The city had never seen anything like this before. A giant red dragon soared through the air, its massive wings casting shadows over the city. The creature's scales glistened in the sunlight, creating a mesmerizing spectacle. But this wasn't a monster from a nightmare. It was something far more extraordinary. It was Dragon Man, the city's newest hero. With the strength of a dragon and the heart of a human, he had come to protect the innocent and fight evil. Dragon Man swooped down towards the tallest skyscraper in the city, his eyes fixed on the source of the chaos below. Smoke billowed from its windows. People were trapped inside, their cries for help echoing through the streets. An evil villain was holding them hostage, his sinister laugh filling the air as he reveled in the destruction he had caused. But Dragon Man was here to save the day. He wouldn't let this villain get away with his heinous acts.
He landed with a powerful thud that sent cracks through the pavement, the ground shaking under his immense strength. His eyes, glowing like hot coals, scanned the building, taking in every detail, every possible threat. He could hear the screams of frightened people, their fear fueling his determination to save them. He knew he had to act fast. Every second counted, and he couldn't afford to waste any time. This was his first mission, and he wouldn't fail. He had trained for this moment, and he was ready to prove himself.
Dragon Man charged into the building, ready to face whatever danger awaited him. With every step, he felt the weight of the city's hopes and fears on his shoulders. But he was determined. He would save the hostages, defeat the villain, and show the world that a new hero had risen. Inside the bank, chaos reigned. People huddled together, their faces pale with fear. The villain, a hulking figure with a cruel laugh, paced before them. He held a device that crackled with energy, threatening to destroy everything.
Silence. One more sound and I'll turn this city into dust.
Suddenly, a red blur smashed through the bank's entrance. It was Dragon Man. He landed in a crouch, his eyes fixed on the villain. The hostages gasped, a glimmer of hope flickering in their eyes.
It's Dragon Man! A young boy whispered to his mother, his eyes wide with awe.
Don't worry, Dragon Man said, his voice strong and reassuring. I'm here to help.
He flies through the skyline, breathing fire, same things right. The Dragon Man's your ally, bringing hope in the night. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Dragon Man, the hero of the land, friend in every fight, guiding with his hand. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Before he was Dragon Man, he was just John Pilson, a brilliant young scientist. John had always been fascinated by technology. He spent his days tinkering in his workshop, building amazing gadgets. His best friend, William Natasco, was always by his side. William was a gifted inventor, too. Together, they were unstoppable. They shared a love for comics and dreamed of creating a real-life superhero.
One day, William came up with an incredible idea, a suit that could give the wearer superhuman strength and the ability to fly.
They pored over their designs, their excitement growing with each passing day. They knew they were onto something big, something that could change the world. Their friendship was the fuel that powered their dreams. Months of hard work culminated in the creation of the Dragon Man suit. It was a masterpiece of engineering, a shining beacon of their combined genius. John and William, the brilliant minds behind this marvel, had poured their hearts and souls into every detail. The suit was not just a piece of technology. It was a symbol of hope, a promise of protection for the city they loved. But their joy was short-lived. A notorious criminal, known as Gastro Yastropal, learned of their invention. This villain had been lurking in the shadows, always on the lookout for ways to increase his power and control. The moment he discovered the existence of the Dragon Man suit, he knew he had to have it.
Gastro Yastropal, a greasy, grotesquely obese villain with a bottomless stomach and an insatiable hunger for power, craved the suit for himself. His very presence was enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who crossed his path. His eyes, always glinting with malevolence, now gleamed with a new dangerous desire. He stormed their lab, his eyes gleaming with avarice. The lab, once a sanctuary of innovation and dreams, was now a battleground. Equipment was thrown aside, alarms blared, and the air was thick with tension.
John and William fought back, but Gastro Yastropal was too strong. In the ensuing chaos, William, with a selfless act of bravery, pushed John out of harm's way. The lab was filled with the sounds of struggle, the the clashing of metal, and the desperate shouts of two friends fighting for their lives.
He knew the suit had to be protected, that it held the key to stopping Gastro Yastro Paul. The suit was more than just a tool. It was their last hope, the only thing standing between the villain and total domination.
John watched in horror as the villain's energy blast hit William, the light fading from his best friend's eyes. The moment seemed to stretch into eternity, the world around him slowing to a crawl. He felt a surge of helplessness, a crushing weight of loss. But deep within, a spark of determination ignited. He knew that he had to carry on, to honor William's sacrifice and protect the city from the darkness that threatened to consume it. John held his dying friend in his arms, tears streaming down his face.
John, the suit. You have to stop him. I will, William, I promise.
John's heart shattered into a million pieces.
I'll make him pay for what he did to you.
William smiled faintly, his grip loosening on John's arm.
Be the hero we dreamed of.
With those final words, William breathed his last. John closed his friend's eyes, a vow forming in his heart. He would fulfill William's dying wish. He would become Dragon Man, the hero they had always dreamed of being, and avenge his best friend's death. Fueled by grief and rage, John trained relentlessly. He mastered the suit's controls, his movements becoming fluid and powerful. He honed his mind and body, preparing for the inevitable confrontation with Gastro Yastro Paul. He wouldn't rest until his friend's killer was brought to justice.
Each upgrade brings me one step closer to fulfilling my promise.
Every clang of the hammer, every spark of the welding torch was a testament to his unwavering resolve. The city trembled in fear under Gastro Yastro Paul's reign of terror. But hope was about to take flight. John was ready to answer the call, to honor his friend's memory, to become the hero the city so desperately needed. The final battle was epic, a clash of titans that would be remembered for ages. Dragon Man soared through the city, his red suit a beacon against the setting sun. The city below was a maze of chaos and destruction, but he remained focused, determined to end the reign of terror. He confronted Gastro Yastro Paul atop the very skyscraper where it all began. The air was thick with tension, the weight of their past battles hanging over them. Their fight shook the city to its core. Buildings trembled, windows shattered, and the ground quaked under the force of their blows.
You cannot defeat me, Dragon Man. My power is unmatched.
Gastro Yastro Paul, fueled by his insatiable hunger, was a formidable opponent. His eyes glowed with a malevolent light and his muscles bulged with raw power. He hurled chunks of concrete and steel at Dragon Man, each piece a deadly missile aimed to crush his foe. But Dragon Man was too quick, too agile. He moved with the grace of a dancer, evading each attack with a fluidity that seemed almost supernatural. He dodged each attack with ease, his eyes blazing with righteous fury. Every movement was precise, every dodge a testament to his training and resolve.
This is for William, for all the lives you've destroyed.
He unleashed the suit's full power. Fire erupted from his gauntlets, engulfing Gastro Yastro Paul in a raging inferno. The flames roared like a living beast, consuming everything in their path. The villain roared in pain and anger, but Dragon Man wouldn't relent. He pressed on, his determination unwavering, his heart set on victory. He fought with the strength of 10 men, driven by his promise to William. Each punch, each kick was fueled by a deep-seated need for justice, a desire to protect the innocent and avenge the fallen. As the dawn broke over the city, Dragon Man stood victorious. The battle was over, but the scars would remain. Yet in that moment, he knew he had done what was right. He had fought for justice, for peace, and for the memory of those he had lost. Finally, exhausted and defeated, Gastro Yastro Paul collapsed. Dragon Man stood over him, his chest heaving, his victory hard-won but bittersweet. He had avenged his friend, but the pain of his loss still lingered. With the villain apprehended, peace returned to the city. People cheered for their new hero, their savior.
I did it, William. I kept my promise.
Dragon Man looked out over the city lights, his heart heavy, yet a glimmer of hope flickering within. He had fulfilled his promise to William. He had become Dragon Man, a symbol of hope, a protector of the innocent. His journey had just begun, and he knew that William would always be with him, soaring by his side in every act of bravery, in every life he saved.
Turn time to pick adventure, here we come. From zero to hero, we learn and we grow into enchantic adventures where the wild winds blow. Like lessons in the laughter, every tale a new test. With dreams and melodies, we're living our best. Through tactic travels where fun never ends. Rocky roads and trendy turns. we wanna be.